That's what I was like, NECA, we need to have like more wrestling turtles. Like everyone has like read those ones. Those are the oh shit, we're live. Hang on, guys. I gotta get our music ready. Hi everyone. Welcome to Toy Anxiety Bootleg 7. Here we are. I think I did that one right. But yeah,
smoother than rehearsal.
Awesome. Welcome everyone to the wonders of the Bootleg Toy Anxiety. I am one of the hosts for tonight, Ryan Doell, a regular here in these parts. And I am with my usual co-host, Jay from Geek Dad Life, there at the bottom corner. No order necessary. Jay, how's your week been? How's your last 12 hours been?
Yeah, exactly. It's been only like 12 hours since we last hung out. But since then, things have been great, Doll. Happy to be here with these distinguished gentlemen.
Yeah. The first one, we'll go to the top. Dan Larson, Toy Galaxy, Secret Galaxy fame, the toy historian that we are also ever grateful for. Dan Larson, thank you for being here, hanging out.
Yeah, no problem. I thought we were doing a Fantastic Four-bit. I figured, I was Mr. Fantastic. We had the Ting. Doell, you're obviously Human Torch, and Jay, you're Spider-Man, I guess.
I'm nothing. I'm just like the bystander, like, look at them.
And of course, we've got with us from the Marvel Legends team, Hasbro's own rock star, Ryan Ting.
What's up, guys? I'm a little starstruck. We've got Toy Galaxy Dan. We've got Jay from Geek Dad Life. We've got Academy Award nominee Ryan Doell. It's just I'm starstruck here.
Yeah. Soon to be. We'll find out. We'll see. The reviews are bonkers. So if anyone plans to go see Spider-Verse after Thursday, I am going to recommend right now to stay off the internet if you can. Because I can tell from people that are already have seen sneak previews and have already gone to a preview screenings, they are itching to talk about everything. And I got a feeling as soon as Thursday drops, the internet will be littered with spoilers. Because as much as you feel that you've seen through our marketing campaign, which has been absolutely bonkers, none of you know what's coming. It's insane. So just a heads up.
I will say at least in this case, anything could happen. So even if it was a spoiler, would I even know? Because you just say any random possible thing and it could be true, right? So I'm just going to assume everything is spoilers. Nothing is spoilers. I'm just going to try to not pay that much attention.
Everything's in play. Yeah.
So hopefully everyone goes and checks that out. I mean, we worked really hard on it, but I think the movie's going to do just fine. I think it's going to be absolutely just fine. You know what? While we're getting right before we get started, because I do have some topics for tonight, folks, and I do got some pickups as well. Yeah,
it's going to be
crazy. Absolute first. I just want to say a quick hello to the chat. First off, let's say hello to Retro Cabal Dave with the $1.99 super chat, the most expensive bootleg cast tonight. You have no idea what we were just talking about before we started. Yes, this is the most expensive bootleg in the history of toy anxiety. Derek, oh gosh, this is where I get really bad with names. Derek Dalzell is here. The Silva Surfer, Silver K is here. Yes, right. Okay, Jamie Vaughn is here. Brian Brink, the master of graphs. Cougar McGillicuddy. Derek Hoover is here. Oh my gosh, chat. Stephen Lawrence, Jessica Parker, Boogeyman 13, another punk chef, Brock Parker on the air, everybody. From the Alabama Geeks, Kwame Taylor. I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry. SoCal Shaolin, Allison Troy, the one that keeps me in check at all times with the facts. Stanley is here. Flash 739, Kyoto Films, Two Guys Talking Toys, Jeff White, Oz is here. Justin Nicholas. Oh, I already said hi to. I just love the name Cougar McGillicuddy. That's just so darn good. James Sterling, Mike Davis, Mike Miller. You know what? And then I'm going to go from Master and Geek. And from here, we do the so-ons and so-ons. Thank you, everyone, for being here. There is a lot of people here. So, again, thank you all so much because it's, you know, there's lots of other things you could be watching, but you chose to be here. And so for that, I am absolutely grateful. So thank you all for being here. So with that, also, before we get into our topics, just want to do some quick pickups. Does anyone have...
Get another super chat. Do you want to get the super chat before we forget it?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
$5 super chat.
Let me see if I can... there we go. Quaman Taylor, $5. So excited for tonight's chat. Thank you for the $5. Very much appreciated. Thank you also for being here and hanging out and being part of the chat. Matt Bush, $9.99. The Get Ryan to Jay's SDC panel fund.
Yes, everybody, can
it's
we
not
just
me.
socially pressure Ryan Doell to go to the panel?
Yeah.
Can I announce I just confirmed another guest for the panel today?
Sure, let's go for
Can I announce it here? Is this an appropriate place? Okay.
Depends on who it is, I guess.
The legend, the godfather of toy tubering, Pixel Dan Erdley, is going to be on the Toy Tubers Unite panel at San Diego Comic-Con. Super pumped. Super pumped to have him a part of.
Are you going to
panel.
make him like come out? It's comparison time.
I do. I am thinking about it now. Like, yeah, we need to. It's a distinguished guest. Really tough get. But super happy to, because he's a busy guy at Comic-Con. That he is like nonstop filming and recording and doing videos. So I'm so thankful that he's joining our panel. So see,
yeah,
Ryan,
it's guys like him. That's why I don't need to go, because he's got the coverage locked down.
He does such a good job. He's like all over doing crazy videos. But anyways, yeah, Dan Erdley, and maybe some more to come. Who knows what other people we might get.
SDCC actually stands for Solo Dan Comic-Con. There's only one Dan allowed.
Only one Dan.
That's how it goes. Unless you pay the toll.
Pay the toll.
Just make
the
sure.
toll.
The Doell toll.
Yeah.
That's right. But you know, it's like, yeah, at San Diego Comic-Con, it should be super exciting. Ryan, are you allowed to talk about your plans about getting ready to go? Like, have you guys, how much in advance do you have to prepare for San Diego?
A little bit more this year. I think last year it was more of a game time decision because it was the first time back for a lot of folks. But yeah, we've been planning for a while, you know, getting the booth layouts ready, getting all the giveaways and stage shenanigans. We like to do a lot of fun stuff out there. And yeah, I think we're going to try to have a panel as well as we do every year for Marvel Legends. And so that's probably the highlight of the year, honestly, just to be in a room where you give a presentation and everyone loves everything you say, unlike work a lot of times. Yeah.
That's okay. I
like
found
when
some
you put
sad comments today that will confirm that.
I liked when you had Robo on the spot last year. That was great.
We did. We like to do that. We did something with Shartimus years ago because there was one figure that he, you know, used in a lot of his videos, and so we did an updated version. So yeah, we appreciate those who come and everyone who covers all of our stuff on a weekly basis, and so we try to make those connections where we can.
No, and that's and speaking of good connections, someone to have on your side when it comes to toy tubing. Kevin, Toying Around, $2.79. The Ting and Doell pick and roll. For anyone who does not understand that, Ryan and I are a 2-on-2 basketball team, and we are going to be doing I think next year is the plan. It's going to be, we're going to go to Toronto, and we're going to do the celebrity 2-on-2 tournament.
NBA Jam style. That's right.
Oh, that's exciting.
Right. We're going to try. I don't think it's going to happen, but we're sure as heck going to try. I feel like Kevin could help us out. For anyone who doesn't know Toying Around, I'm going to give this guy props whenever I possibly can. Fellow Canadian, his show, the Unboxing Thursdays, amazing. He gets some really incredible guests. Everyone's super positive. The vibe is so nice. and chill. It's kind of the opposite of this. It's like where we all have, I feel like I've had 5 Red Bulls before I get on the air. His is a lot more relaxing. He's a marathon streamer as well. Ryan knows this just as well as anyone. This guy can go for 5 hours if need be. And
the production quality is really good too. Like it's Ace's content.
Absolutely. It's so good. And he does a lot of these, like where he goes hunting around as well, where he takes just celebrities and other collectors and tubers, and they go to Toys R Us, because we still have those up in Canada, and they record just hunting toys and stuff. It's really, really good stuff. Like, I think he produces some of the best toy content that is completely different from what everyone else is doing. So everyone, please go check out Toying Around, because once you start watching it, you'll be hooked, because he's got his own like regulars that come back, and the enablers, and absolutely an absolute treat to watch that. So I just want to give Toying Around.
But can I have a little bit of beefs with our Canadian toy tuber friends? There's a lot of them. It's just like every week there's a video like, oh, I'm just going to Toys R Us today. Here I am having fun at Toys R Us. We get it. You can go anytime you want.
And we do. And
they never buy anything because it's all so expensive up there.
That's so true too. Our Toys R Us has gotten so crazy expensive that I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so bonkers, like some of the prices. Like, I don't know if Marvel Legends should be $50 a figure after taxes. Like, that seems a little pricey for me. But then, everything kind of they have, I think they do it so they can have sales, so things are at a regular price.
Okay.
Right. So they still kind of do that too, where it's
they still have the Toys R Us like seasonal guide with like the 75 coupons in the back.
You know what? We still do have that.
Oh, that's still a thing?
That's not so much with the coupons, but they do have like the Christmas catalog type thing, and you can go pick those up at the stores. And
can you mail me one the next time? I miss the Christmas catalog.
Yes, I absolutely can. And and again, like, another thing too about us Canadian toy tubers, which I find really fascinating, is that they all could go over 2 hours on a stream. Right? Mega J Retro, easy 2 hours he'll go for. Toy Connections, Ken, another one, easy 2 hours. By the time you watch all the Canadian tubers, it's the next day.
Is it because you're all like too nice to be like, all right, guys, we got to end this? Like, is that why? Just
a little bit.
Like, all right.
It's the conversion rate, the Canadian hour to US hour. It just feels longer. I had to go all the way to Taiwan to go to a Toys R Us last year, so not that far, not as far as Canada.
Oh, good. How was that? What was that experience like?
It was surreal. It was just in it was in a mall, but it was awesome. They had a little Jeffrey sitting outside on a bench, and a lot of fun stuff. Yeah,
all we got were these like really sad Macy's conversions that were just like a little section of Macy's, and it's kind of depressing. I was like, it's a thing. Here it is.
That's what we have up here now. For like, we used to have a box store called Zellers, and that was our Target, our Walmart up in Canada. Amazing. I can probably tell you majority of a lot of the toys that I got growing up, they were from Zellers, if not Toy City or like Toys R Us. They were probably from Zellers. And Target bought out Zellers. Target then closed all those stores in 8 months. So we lost our box store. Damn. And somehow another one of our stores, the Bay, the Hudson's Bay Company, they started putting up little pop-ups just like your guys' Toys R Us, but of Zellers. Because that nostalgia is hitting hard everywhere.
Is it like Sellers, but with a Z? Like, is that how it's spelled?
Correct. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly it. Right. But yeah, let's quickly hop into some news. I found some interesting news this week about regards to Mortal Kombat. And I don't know if you noticed this. McFarlane kind of released a kind of like a announcement of like, these are the toy lines we're going to focus on this year. Mortal Kombat was not on it at all. There was no Mortal Kombat. New video game coming out. We just saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1, which looks great, but now I'm confused on which one is now 1. Are we starting from the beginning? I don't know.
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot? Yeah, like maybe they had to at this point. But yeah, no, I just want to hear people's thoughts. Do you think the license is going somewhere else? Do we feel it's just not selling well, so they're just shelving it at the moment? Mr. Dan Larson, what are your thoughts on this, or do you have any thoughts on this?
I do. I'm a longtime Mortal Kombat fan. Definitely been playing since Mortal Kombat in the arcade and on the home systems. I would love for Mortal Kombat to end up with Jada. Ideally, Jada's got their Street Fighter 2 figures coming out. I prices being what prices are and going up and all of that. When Storm Collectibles started their Mortal Kombat line, those were already pretty expensive. And if you missed that initial rollout of the first couple waves of figures, not even waves, just individual releases, those are the versions of the costumes that I would have liked. Original Game 1, Scorpion, Raiden, Sub-Zero, those characters. Those are $300-$400 figures now. There's no going back. Like, I have one figure, the New York Comic-Con exclusive, regular version Human Smoke. That's it. So I can't get into that line. I've got the new Goro on pre-order, but I'm probably going to cancel it because it's also expensive.
Yeah, he looks
so I would
great too.
love for Jada to land that line as a follow-up, as a companion piece to the Street Fighter line,
Scale,
and roll them out at like $25. That would make me very happy.
Because we haven't had a 2-scale matching line since the G.I. Joe line.
Yeah, basically.
Right? And that was 1992. Ryan, floor is yours. You're also, I believe you're all, I think we're all fighting game fans.
I'm more of a Smash Bros guy, but yeah, so I still appreciate that.
Right. Ryan, you got thoughts on this, or any ideas, or do you know and can't say?
No, I don't know. I think bat. The word bat is in Mortal Kombat, so aren't they obliged actually just to keep making it forever?
Yeah.
No, but like I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 were my favorite in the arcades, and then on Nintendo 64. Like Dan, I haven't gotten into the Storm because I feel like I would just want all of them and it would get out of hand, but they look amazing. No, I hope it continues. That game looks really cool from what I've seen of it. I like the idea of going back and kind of rebooting it, as Jay said. Like, Liu Kang had all these kind of powers, which at first I was very confused. I had to go and read some articles after watching the teaser because I had no idea what was going on. But it definitely looks awesome. And so yeah, we'll see on the toys, I guess. I'm not sure why that fell off of what you were looking at.
Yeah, same here. Jay.
And nothing more to add than these two fine gentlemen already have. But I to me, I think just from a toy collector standpoint, I always love when toy companies kind of get multiple properties and then they can kind of be in the same scale. I mean, it's kind of what's been neat about Hasbro and kind of having these different properties within the 6-inch scale. And they can all play together. It's kind of one of the bummers of like McFarlane Toys. Their DC stuff is like 7-inch scale, so it's just like I want my DC and I want like them all to be about the same size. So it's cool when if it was like Jada Toys or something, it kind of comes into a place where you kind of have they can play together. I like it when my toys can play together nicely.
Yeah, I'm with all of you on this as well. I think if Jada got it, that would be so top tier and just so cool. Especially started with Mortal Kombat, and then because it's such a small roster as well. Because it looks like Street Fighter 2. Also, if they're doing, I don't know if they're going to do Street Fighter 2 and then do repaints of Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Do the player 2 colors as Turbo, then Super Street. I don't know what they're going to do, but so far those figures are awesome. And the Street Fighter ones, I cannot wait to put them with my X-Men because that is going to be my plan.
Ooh, yeah.
I am going to give myself a nice X-Men versus Street Fighter setup because I got to. I mean, you guys the Marvel Legends, they made the Proton Cannon.
That's true.
And Spiral's out now.
Right? So we're getting there with the all the X-Men Children of the Atom is pretty much made, right?
Is anybody else like reading Ryan's face just to see if he's giving away any clues? Like,
no, dude's got a poker face, man. He has.
There's nothing. He's
no confusion.
Yeah, just confusion. Right, but that's what I plan to do, and it's just I'm very excited, and I'm am curious to where Mortal Kombat is going to go because, like I said, like they did a big major video game announcement, then all of a sudden no toys. So I've got a feeling maybe we'll find out next month or in a month. What month are we in still? We're still in May.
Yeah, that sounds like a Comic-Con thing.
Yeah, it absolutely sounds like a Comic-Con thing to me as well. Hang on. I'm just going to quickly switch over while we're still kind of like on the topic of McFarlane because a leaked list came out today again of, I shouldn't say leaked list. It's just one of those lists, you know, what they send out to the manufacturer,
like a vendor list or something.
Like the vendor list. And Jay's here, so I kind of have to talk about it because if I don't, then we're all in trouble. Oh, you can't even see it because it's so.
Oh, we can see it. You can see it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see it a little bit. Maybe I'll just read it. Maybe I will just quickly read it. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know how to
That's good. This is good.
Do anything. So this is the Superpowers lineup. Yeah, just get your magnifying glasses out, folks. We've got here's where it comes. Ryan, this is where they have to make it, and now they've got the bucks. And what I mean by bucks is not money. I mean they've got the figures ready to go. So this means it's time for Repaint City, folks. Here we go. Thomas Wayne Batman from Flashpoint for Superpowers, a Superman variant, The Flash, DC Rebirth variant, Batman Black Suit variant, Nightwing from Nightfall, Reverse Flash, a Robin Tim Drake variant, a 3-pack, which is new to Superpowers, of Peacemaker, Judo Master, and Vigilante, and a 1 vehicle, the Whirly Bat.
This is an amazing list.
And for those of you who don't know what a Whirly Bat is, that is a Whirly Bat. Now,
you gotta go
very
look for
cool.
the Justice Jogger. This will be amazing.
Jay, you're my Superpowers tag team partner.
Yes.
We're getting a whole wave of what looks to be repaints,
but what about
we're getting new vehicles and we're getting that 3-pack. So what are your first initial thoughts on all this?
3-pack, great. Finally getting that Reverse Flash, which we saw out of a factory or something like a year ago. That's great. Whirly Bat, awesome. And sure, if we get some repaints, whatever. It is what it is. It's that's the name of the game, and I'm pumped for it. I don't know. I dig it. I do still think that the critiques on some of the scaling is fair. I haven't gotten any of Wave 4 yet, so we'll see how long it takes for that to come in. But yeah, getting a Whirly Bat, that's just fun. It's a cheap line. It's easy to collect. So I'm excited. But I don't know. I'd love to hear Dan and Ryan's thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, let's start with Dan, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I'll be quick. It makes me uncomfortable to trade in lists that may or may not be intended to be out there. So I would just treat this all with a huge grain of salt because as you guys might remember, this lovely item, Hawkeye and Sky Cycle, I was originally informed this would be coming out in 2020, and it's only coming out this year. So you can't trust the list.
It's true.
You never know. You never know.
That is true. And here's the other thing about this list as well, which is another good reason to take it for a grain of salt. I had this sent to me, and I haven't found it online anywhere. So also, huge grain of salt. But I love talking about superpowers and getting excited about them. So once again, this is probably this could all very well be fake because again, Superpowers is not known for their multi-packs and 3-packs, so that's like another kind of like red flag to me. But yes, but yeah, I'm with Ryan on this one. It is take this with a big grain of salt. Dan.
It's an interesting line. Even going back in the day, I was never much of a Superpowers person. I was Secret Wars. I was on that side of the aisle. But you know, it's a well-stocked line. It's an affordable line, and I would love to know the sales data behind it as to, is it just collectors that are picking these up to expand on a Secret Wars a Superpowers collection, or to build a new Superpowers collection, or are these actually getting into the hands of kids? Are kids actually interested in them? Because I feel like of all the lines that are out there, this is one that can really connect with the next generation of toy buyers and be something to carry on into the future, especially with fun vehicles like the Invisible Jet and the Whirly Bat and those kinds of things would be really great. So as long as McFarlane keeps doing it, I have to assume it's doing well.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it doesn't seem like we get to really hear how these sales are doing.
I mean, Ryan, you probably share this from, if it is possible to share, but say like the Marvel Retro line that you all had. I know it's kind of on pause for right now, but like, could you see data on like, are kids buying these, or is it mainly collectors? Like, did you have like age data, like, or could you find that kind of data in the sales, or is it just kind of like, how much sold or whatever?
So I believe the baseline like NPD data that all these companies can just subscribe to see how their own stuff as well as the competitors are doing. I don't think that is broken down by demographic. I think that's just straight up units sold, right? And then of course you can spend all this money on fancier metrics that are going to be a smaller sample size, just because once you start getting people to hand over the receipts or you're asking more information about them, it like restricts the bandwidth on what you can do. So that kind of information is possible, but I think it's honestly harder to come by than people like might assume.
Yeah.
Right? You think everyone knows everything about everything, but like even NPD, they only cover certain retailers, right? They'll cover your big boxes, your Amazons to some extent, but like your mom and pop stores, your comic stores, like they're not feeding their data back to NPD, so it's hard to know. So I think it's just directional, I guess, really. And yeah, I would love to know the age of every single Marvel Legends consumer, but that's not always easy to get at. So you just kind of have to, use the data that's available to you and read up on the reactions for amongst the super fans, while also not maybe letting that cloud huge decisions, because a lot of times that's like, the vocal minority in a lot of this stuff of people who feel super passionately. Maybe they're not the sheer number of voices as the imprint online might indicate.
Yeah.
Right.
But if anyone else wants an NPD seminar, we can hijack this bootleg and go deep into the.
It's a thumbs up for me. I vote yes.
I love that.
Yeah,
we need to get Brian Brink on it. I'm sure he could deduce age of purchases. Then we get charts on age ranges of toy purchases. I don't know. Brian, let us know.
So here's another question that I have as well. Like when it comes to terms, because you said for mom and pop store, it's hard to track that, but like you can pre-order, like the comic book stores and that kind of stuff. They can pre-order through previews. So is that something that you guys can track as well? Is like how many are getting ordered through like Previews magazine to get sent to comic book stores? Like it wouldn't be per store, but I guess it would be like a flat thing of like, we got to get these sent out to Diamond.
Yeah, so I mean, NPD is point of sale data, and like, yeah, we can all look at like your different sales accounts. So if there's a distributor that's like an account that then supplies all of these smaller stores, like you could see that, but then that's not really point of sale data. That's shipments basically, and it's always two things, right? Shipments versus point of sale. And so you can compare those two. It wouldn't be the exact same thing.
There's got to be somebody with a spreadsheet out there somewhere that takes that data, those all the sales that are made at Walmart, and puts it on a separate the personal data from the actual purchase, and just cross-reference all that and say like what kinds of purchases include things like baby food or breakfast cereal or,
yeah.
whatever else, and try to find some way to sort of, like, oh, this action figure was bought at the same time as car parts, like, can we deduce that these are adult purchasers, that these are people with families, people with younger children, that sort of thing. I don't know that there would actually be anything useful in that sort of data, but if anybody wants to send it to me on a Dropbox link or something, I'll take care of it.
I will my data would skew it because like I'm buying, diapers and
right.
toys for myself. So
Yeah.
this is for daddy. This one's for you.
Yeah.
See, but that's good for the toy companies too, right? Like that means you're always buying two.
Yeah, exactly. I don't save one for the other. I guess I'm saving one for the other collector, but I'm also getting another one for my kid. Dan, is that okay by the rules?
We'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah. Save it for extreme. Yeah, we talk. No, because that's to me, all that stuff is actually very, very interesting to find out, like, just like, because everyone always kind of, like you said, there's a lot of people like, and us, like, I fall into this category too, where we think we know what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
And there's always like, we see it in the chat, I think every week from someone of kids don't buy toys.
Oh, it's in the chat right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Like I said, like we get it every week. Like kids don't buy toys, but I don't think that's correct either. Just because, I go to toy traders, I go to Toys R Us, I go to Walmart. There are families in those stores all the time. Right. Like, so kids are buying the stuff. I'm just curious to actually what, like, yeah, like you said, like with the retros, with DC Superpowers, because they are smaller, they're affordable, they're the 5.8 kind of style figure. And I know that there's that new line coming out as well. I think it's already started to come out, that new 5-inch Marvel line that was announced after the shelving of the retro line. And it's even targeted, like it's all over the marketing for your kids, not for you, for your kids.
Yeah, Steve Evans talked a little bit about that. That's the I believe it's the Epic Hero series. It started with Spider-Man. It is a smaller line. It's not on a blister card, right? Which is sort of the collector kind of language. It's on a open box, more for kind of kid product. But if fans like that, if fans are of that 3 3/4-esque scale, I think they're a little bit bigger actually, then they can go for it too. I just love it when everyone's like, talking about data. It's like, well, let me explain to you, because at the one Target that I happen to go to, this is what I see, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, there's 2,000 Targets in the United States. That's great that your Target is doing this or that. But you can't always necessarily extrapolate, across the country what's going on everywhere. But I love those. I love those comments.
Preach.
Yeah.
But I do find it, because there's so many ecosystems where or even like or sports, and there's like talking heads that they're not in the industry, but they're just sharing opinions on something, or movies or whatever. But in all those other ones, there's like hard data and stuff that you can just find easily to support ideas or something. But I do find it funny in toy discussions or opinion sharings or whatever, there's not as much data, so you do have a lot more of just like, well, this is what I'm seeing, so this must be what's true. Like, do you all it being inside, do you kind of laugh at that? Because if I was in your shoes, I would laugh at a lot of our commentary sometimes.
Yes. In short, yeah. I think it's just, when we care about something, whether it is toys or sports or whatever, it's kind of like you feel more educated about it, and like I don't know. It's you feel like just because you love something that it needs to work out in exactly the way that you want it to, and that you can kind of rationalize it. But if you take a step back, it may not always be the case. I mean, I follow certain sports very carefully too, and listen to podcasts and hear the TV shows, radio shows, and you sort of get indoctrinated into the way of thinking. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do I know about any of this? Like, probably nothing. Like, what does my opinion mean? It means a lot to me because this is what I choose to spend a lot of my time on. But maybe I'm not in the best position to retool the Celtics roster after that debacle of the Game 7 last night, right?
Yeah, Dan, how are you doing, by the way? You doing okay?
I'm fine. They didn't even show up. I knew that game was over before it started. Like,
Yeah.
just didn't even show up.
Yeah, that's okay. We go through that up in Canada with hockey all the time.
Yeah.
With our
Especially this year.
with our Maple Leafs, with our Canucks, any of our NHL Canadian teams,
It's
Edmonton
been,
gets the closest.
Yeah, it's been like a lifetime since you've all had the Stanley Cup up in Canada. So really, it's kind of tough.
Well, all the good players go work in the States for that American money. It makes sense.
Well, the toys are cheaper here. That's the they're not telling you that stat. They're all action
Yeah,
figures.
that's right.
How many
It's not that
purchasers are
go ahead.
NHL players?
It's,
Yes, that's the data we really need.
you can figure that out from
That's-
Walmart sales. I'm telling you.
It's there.
Like we definitely know
It's
which
in the
pro
numbers.
wrestlers are toy collectors because they all have vlogs, right? So that's
In the
easy.
numbers.
That's easy to determine, right? I guess that's who I guess I need to get Danhausen on for one of these bootlegs at some point. Gonna have to-
He'd be fun. Has he done
would
one of
be
these
fun.
yet? Dan? That'd be a fun one.
I don't think so. I don't know if I can afford Danhausen. I don't think.
I
He's
just
a
feel like
big
he would
deal.
Show up. I don't know.
Oh, that's true too. He's a busy dude.
Yeah, he
Seems
is.
busy, you know. It would be awesome. But yeah, what was I totally lost my train of thought because we were talking I talked about wrestling. That was it. The
I threw you off with the whole like you guys haven't the Stanley Cup in like 75 years, and now I've offended
Right.
your Canadianism, and I feel I went too far.
it's not your fault, but I do wish we would get Wayne Gretzky legends. If you want to just pitch that, Ryan, if we can get some
Or just starting lineup. I mean, I know you probably can't talk about it, but just like I love basketball, yeah, but I want baseball. I want it all. I want it like old school, a bajillion figures that kind of look like them, and then I can just pick and choose what I want. And
I
Ryan's like,
also
yeah, I
love
guess-
the bas-
yeah,
I
you
also
can.
love the basketball ones.
Yeah. I don't know if you were listening. I don't know if you ever heard our show. We were when they were teasing starting lineup, and I know the crew here at Toy Anxiety. And I know even on Toy Geeks on Geek Dad Life, we were really going bonkers because we were just like because we didn't know it was going to be announced yet. We were like, oh man, you got to do Arnold Palmer from golf. You got to have him on there. It's got to be Jordan, right? We were all thinking like they're gonna because everything at that point, like everything still is in a way. Everything's so nostalgia based that we don't. Oh, who's that's Jay? What are you doing over there?
no, what I did was just since there's still no baseball starting line, they're super cheap to buy these things.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
like
yeah,
a nickel, you know. So I just been going around just buying a bunch of Padres starting lineup figures for nothing. So that's my strategy. So Hasbro, if you want my money, I'm spinning it vintage, but I'd like to buy some new stuff.
Who's watching old movies?
Who?
Can anyone
Are you
else hear
hearing
that?
No.
Or am I picking something up on my mic? I am totally picking something else up on my end.
You all right? You need to take 5? You all right?
We're losing Doell.
That is so weird. I don't know.
Is your
what's
Bluetooth
okay.
picking something up, or do you have like a radio frequency bleeding over? or
Yeah,
something?
it's like totally weird. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, okay, it's gone. All right. Huh, that was weird. I didn't know what was happening there. All right, that's a first. Toy Anxiety, everybody. That's how we do
It
things.
wasn't
Hang on,
Craig's
I'm gonna
fault.
check.
Can we just blame Craig
know it
anyway?
was-
Like it's usually his fault. He comes on and breaks
It's
something.
100% Craig's fault. There's some super chats here. I guess I should quickly give a quick shout out to. We got Retro Cabal. What would Ryan Ting draft for a DC Comics Legends? That is
Ooh.
Are you allowed to talk about that? This is something I've always wanted to ask you. What would your first wave be of a DC Legends line if you got moved on to DC? Is that something you're even allowed to even talk about?
I mean, sure, conjecture personally, no, but I grew up like strictly Marvel for some reason, so my knowledge of DC is very cursory. which is why when you guys start going deep in the superpowers, I start to panic because I didn't collect the line. I didn't know anything about it. But we'll go Batman. We'll go a couple of Batman. And
I hear Superman's kind of cool.
a Superman. Sure.
Sure. And it's also a Build a Batman figure in there as well.
Build a bat. Yep. And a very, very expensive Batmobile. That's what I would do. Just change the pace, mix it up.
Change the pace, yeah.
You wouldn't go really expensive Batwing? You wouldn't do that for your first?
No.
Okay. All right.
That's been done.
Stormfire Blizzard with starting lineup. I need Bulls Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, with like interchangeable hair dyeing patterns. Like,
yeah. I need the NWO figure of that too. And if you're gonna do Bulls Dennis Rodman, they should just get the rights. Do a 2-pack with Carmen Electra. Let's just make it happen. Davey Sockrocker, we need Reg Ripone and WSWNT. Yeah, thank you. I don't know how to spell. I'll read. In starting lineup.
Dwight's a big soccer fan, particularly the U.S. women's national team. So I know that Dwight would actually love that. So.
That would be awesome. Because I'm trying to even think of the original starting lineups, and I can't. Like, we never got like women's teams. You'd think we would at least got like Christine Yamaguchi from figure skating.
They started to mix it up later in the line after the first decade or so. They started going out into one-offs from different sports. There was definitely gymnastics stuff. I definitely remember Olympic gymnastics figures in there. They hit golf. They hit obviously NASCAR. They definitely branched out beyond the core.
They did.
Sports.
I'm trying to remember, guys. I grew up in a figure skating household. My mom's a professional figure skater. But I don't think they ever actually got. We would have been all in on the figure skater.
Yeah, I don't think they did figure skating.
Come on, give Kurt Browning his due. Canadian figure skating legend Kurt Browning. Come on.
My biggest starting lineup note is wanting to just rip out 3/4 of every issue of Toy Fair magazine because it was the price guide that was mostly starting lineup figures, and I just wanted to throw that in the trash.
Yeah.
Stop charging me for this.
Oh my god. It's Toy Fair magazine. I do want let's just talk about that for one hot minute. When's the last time you've gone through I'm assuming everyone here has picked up a Toy Fair at some point.
Sure.
When is the last time you looked at the price guide and looked at the price of superpowers or anything, just anything in general of like what things were going for back in the 90s?
Didn't read the price guide then. Don't read it now.
Yeah. Well, I never read it then, but it's really funny to me when you go through and see like X-Men from Toy Biz and they're like, this storm is worth $85. I'm like, was it?
Yeah.
Was it though?
Yeah, that was
like,
always. It was wishful thinking a lot of the time or whatever. But
the
second there was eBay, like I felt like price guides became obsolete because then you just kind of that's the market price.
Yeah,
that's your go-to for sure. Plus, it's kind of funny how it's like it's coming out now. How the people that ran Wizard were controlling the market.
Yeah,
like so it's a little like scuzzy that way, where it's just like we ordered a ton of these.
Yeah, exactly.
Article about how amazing and rare this is going to be, and everyone would go in and buy it for extra amounts of money, and it's just like, ugh. So
that's where I do like that Toy Collector. They're not doing the price guide, but they kind of do that cool like across the country, different interesting sold prices for different things. I think it's kind of like a fun way to. I think Blake was clever with that idea.
Yeah. So if you want cheap Ewoks,
notable sales, just a little notable sales survey.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that too because it's like it. We should kind of start doing. I would like to see that happening up here in Canada too. Because I should probably start keeping track of some of this because it is kind of interesting to see, like, because I go out to Toronto quite a bit. So sometimes it's easier to find certain toys in Toronto than it is in Vancouver. But then at the same, like it's wild between East and West Coast of like what's easier to find vintage wise compared to something else.
It's true in the States. It's true in the States as well. Like, I feel like you can find, or I can find G.I. Joes and Motu way easier in the South than I could in San Diego or whatever. Like, I don't know. Have you all seen the same things? Like, everybody's kind of in different spots. Like, I feel like I've had an easier time finding certain types of toys in different areas.
I don't get out enough. I don't travel around enough to know for sure. I don't have any accurate data to share on that.
I recently went to Phoenix and there was a toy shop there and everything was like super expensive. I was like, are these what they're paying here? What is going on? I can't live life like this. But maybe that's just a Phoenix thing. I don't know. And people are just like, oh no, Jay, you got to understand. Prices here suck. I'm like, oh, now I know, I've lived it. And I'm so sorry for you Phoenix toy collectors.
We don't even have sales tax in New Hampshire. So I just, if stuff is stocked, I'm happy. Gotta get to that point.
Yeah. Or even I have a buddy in Germany and he was telling me, Jay, we've got one vintage toy shop in Germany and I've bought every single thing they've ever had that I would ever want from that shop. And now there's nothing. I can't get anything. So I have to like import it and pay all these crazy fees if I want to buy something vintage. So I don't want to hear any complaining about how hard it is to find something in the States. I'm like, all right, okay, I'm sorry.
It's true. I think I definitely do better at the toy shows just a hop, skip, and a jump across the border than I do in Vancouver. Like, Vancouver's got some we have two huge toy shows just within this province. We got the one out in Victoria done by the guys out at Cherry Bomb Toys and the Canadian Toy Museum. They run that as well. So they do that over on the island out in Victoria. And then there's another group here that does a huge one out here in Vancouver on a quarterly basis as well. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, which is great. But I somehow still can just go off to like just outside of Seattle, hit one of those Jake Stevens specials toy shows and find some amazing things.
Yeah. And
I think that's the out there, that's the best one, right? Like and as it's Canadian Comics does the one out near us. Yes. Ken's just right down the street.
He's looking at you through his window.
He's watching me. Yeah,
he was the old movie single. He was pushing it through. He's like, I'm gonna.
Right. Yeah. He's like.
There's different ways to watch Toy Anxiety.
There's different. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing them live at the Rio. It'll be awesome. We got Dave, Retro Cabal, Dan. Do you think we'll get a HasLab 3/3/4 USS flag? I think I already know the answer to this, but I will let you answer.
So it's not. The reality is, yeah, of course they could do it if they wanted to, as long as we were fine with the same restrictions as before. It's a table with a hollow tower, and it is not even remotely to scale. If you're happy with that, of course it could happen. It's not going to, but it could.
At least, at the very least, it would be cool because I have one, but I've never I've got it as an adult, but as a kid, it's just like, oh man, it would be so cool to like put it on a float and put it in your pool. And it'd be cool to get a new one because then I wouldn't feel as bad of like putting it in a pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they could just make that hollow anyways now. And so you can put it in your pool.
Yeah. Or make it like inflate, like do a little inflatable ring that you can it comes with that and then it'll still float.
That would be an amazing tier. The first tier is you unlock this.
Yeah, a little ring.
And you just whoop, flop it on.
I would pay good money to be able to see the sad comments edition that was all about the crap design of the inflatable tubes on the USS flag HasLab.
Why is it hot pink? Why is it? It takes me out of it.
They did not include an air pump. What were they thinking?
Yeah.
You just blow into this inflatable ring.
I would have paid extra for a pump. They're just leaving money on the table.
Exactly.
Right. Right. Like I would. Yeah. I don't know. Like you said, I think what's happened. I think this is another thing with HasLabs and just any kind of like crowdfunding item. I think because Motu did Eternia, which was like one of those holy grail things that they're redoing, and they made it bigger and everything else. I feel like everyone's just kind of like, well, now anyone can make anything because that funded. And I don't think that will. I don't think that's necessarily again how it works.
The crowdfunding definitely seems to have opened up a Pandora's box of idea suggestions, crowdsourcing ideas for things, because once you put that in play, then suddenly it's like, well, anything is possible. Let's not draw our own lines. Let them tell us what we can't do.
Is like, and Ryan, you may share as much as you can or cannot, but like, is there like discussions just like, here's our next 6 HasLabs because we're going to do the craziest crap possible? Or is it, since you're dealing with licenses, is there a lot more people at the table that have to kind of like be a part of that process versus, say, Mattel doing their own property? They can do whatever the hell they want because it's their thing. Is there a difference in the approach, maybe?
Well, yeah, it's certainly different for a Motu or a Transformers or a G.I. Joe versus a DC, WWE, Marvel, Star Wars, what have you, right?
Yeah.
But it's it's a balance of like, do you want to just do the craziest, most expensive project, or do you want to do one that you think will have the most chance to get funded, right? And so it's always kind of a balance of what you want to find. But those are tough discussions, and something that I've trying to get more people on board with is like, hey, everyone, like, let's pay attention to like everything that's going on in the sphere. So I watch all these other campaigns very closely, and I can learn a lot. Like the marketing for the WCW arena was so good, and Steve and team did an amazing job with the marketing and the product, and so we're always kind of learning. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but I think that'll just make them better the next time, as I think our learnings have for us, specifically on the Marvel team.
Yeah.
And regardless of what the item is, I think I am going to ask the packaging team to put a disclaimer on it that says hot air not included, regardless of whether there's an inflatable or not.
Apply your own.
You provide that at home.
Well, I think Spider-Man Web Splashers HasLab confirmed.
You called your shot, and you're trying to speak your idea for Star Wars into reality. So
it's confirmed. It's confirmed, Brian.
Ewok Village confirmed, right? We're all buying an Ewok Village at San Diego Comic-Con. I cannot wait. Speaking of like all this, like all your guys' like big announcements, and one of my favorite HasLab announcements is the Proton Pack. So my big question is, where the hell has Pam been?
She's on Power
Haven't seen her on a Fan First in months. Is she okay?
She's done Power Rangers. She was on the most recent Power Rangers one, I think.
Was she? Oh, I blame work.
Was she right? I feel like she's done the Power Rangers ones.
I don't think she was. I think that was Emily was back.
Yeah, Emily was.
You're right. That one. So I don't know. You'll have to just reach out to her, Bill, to figure out when you'll see her again.
Is she in London? New Ghostbusters Proton Pack confirmed. Or
New Ghostbusters. No, what would it be? Slime Blower. Slime Blower confirmed. Ghostbusters 2. It's canon. Retro Cabal. Jay, will you ever come back to San Diego? If you want to announce it again.
To live there?
I don't think so.
The only way I would go to live there is like, say I won the lottery and I could afford to just have like an apartment there, something that I would live during the summer and then live here during the other seasons, just because the summer here sucks in Raleigh. But other than that, I love the East Coast. I love trees. I love water. I love just how alive, and it's just. And I think it's because I grew up on the West Coast, but it's just like, I don't know, it's dirt, it's desert, it's arid, it's dry, and the beaches are amazing. But once you go inland, it's kind of, so I really do love the East Coast personally. But I do love San Diego. I love it more than anything in the world. It's just, I love living on the East Coast.
If anything, he'll be back for San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, and I visit all the time. I go for Comic-Con. I'll go in the spring. Like it's not like I can't just fly over there and like visit. I just don't want to live to there.
Yeah, right. That's fair. I wouldn't want to live in the States in general, let alone the West Coast or East Coast. To be fair. No offense to you three, who I'm sure are loving the United States right now.
No problems.
Yeah, no problems.
We're doing great.
Stormfire Blizzard. I never had Ewok Village. I heard Sherwood Forest. I want that one again. Well, you're in luck. Ewok Village confirmed. You can use that as your Sherwood Forest.
It has tree canopy attachments, so it is both in Ewok Village and Sherwood Forest.
But you have to get to the 3rd tier for those branches. So just a heads up.
It's modular. You can build out or you can build up like Stillman.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh. Right? Here you go. See? We could just do the presentation. Tell Patrick he's fine. We got this. We're all good here. Hang on. Before, because we're getting up to an hour. We haven't done any pickups yet. Does anyone have any pickups for this week?
I have my clawful that shipped. I shipped it as soon as it hit my pile of loot. Take that toy store.
Oh, nice.
Your
That's the Masterverse one?
I did Entertainment Earth. Your pictures look so good on that, Dan. It looks amazing.
I have one complaint with it. My only complaint, and this is me just super nitpicking because I'm a clawful stan. I love that the claw is articulated.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is that if his arm is straight, this is super nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
If his arm is straight, I don't like the angle of this. I want this angled up just a little bit more. Otherwise, it's perfect.
That's awesome.
He's great. I love him. The metallic paints on his boots, fantastic. He's got metallic accents on his armor. And you get that sort of mix of his little shoulder armor pad here that, not on any of the previous figures. Looks good on him. Great figure. I love
Is the paint like as good in person as looking at the pictures? Just because I have the Whiplash and it's good, but it's still a little shiny in spots. But yours looks really matte. It looks really good.
The armor itself is still matte. It's his boots that are shiny.
Yeah, but that's cool because it's silvery. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like metallic accents on the actual sort of the seams, the overlapping parts of his armor. And then I had posted a picture of it. His eyes, usually Clawful has those like beady, like just the pupil in the middle, like cartoon character eyes. These are like little white rings with no pupil in the middle of it. Looks real creepy, but I dig it.
That's cool.
Great figure. And so the running joke is that I don't collect Origins and I don't collect Revelations, right? But more and more I'm getting them. And I didn't realize they had fixed the torso the way that they have. This crunch is ridiculous now. It is super crunchy. This was like that. Buzz Off is like that. It's real good.
That new, but I wasn't gonna collect Masterverse, but I did pre-order Buzz Off.
Buzz Off's real good.
He looks so good.
He
looks like something out of Common Rider, but he looks awesome.
I can't wait for this to show up. I did Entertainment Earth. I don't think I've gotten them yet, but I can't wait to get them. They look amazing.
That's freaking sweet.
Highly recommend it.
Nice. Good pickup. I'm digging that. Ryan, anything? I see some cool stuff behind you.
Yeah, some recent reveals behind there.
So I got this. This was a recent pickup at the office, but who cares about that? You guys don't care about that. For you, Doell, I got my WWE Ultimates. I've got who's this? Razor.
Nice.
Relatively recently, I got 2 with the intent to open one. I haven't yet though. The face that comes on him is my least favorite, but the 2 others with him kind of like, you see his teeth a little bit.
Yeah.
I can just picture him like throwing his toothpick at you. And then Bret Hart came in as well.
Oh, Canadian legend.
So that's awesome. And what else did I get here? I had this compulsion. I don't know if we've talked about it before, Doell, but if it's like if I see 4 turtles together, all 4 of them anywhere, I have to buy them. And so but if one or more is not there, I'm totally fine to like walk away. And I, no qualms about it. But like, this is actually my 3rd set of the storage shell turtles.
Nice.
So I will open them because I haven't opened them yet. But all 4 of them were there, so I had to do it. And lastly, I was at Target the other day, and with my son, and he's into Pokemon, so we always stop by the card aisle, and they had these Marvel cards, which are from 21-22 annual, but they're like upper deck. It was a blaster box, and they had a bunch, which was surprising to me because I had never seen any upper deck Marvel cards at Target before. And so I got one just on a lark to see what it was like. And I opened it up and it was really fun. And then I couldn't stop thinking about why I didn't buy more. So then like 2 days later, I went back to the same Target and they had like 2 left.
Oh,
so I got those 2, but I probably, they probably had like close to a dozen initially, but
yeah.
it's always fun opening up packs.
That's nice. Are you gonna do an unboxing video, or are you gonna save those for enablers?
I'll save them maybe when the next Thursday comes, or next Thursday of the month, which is soon, I think, right, for June. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That's awesome. I didn't even realize Upper Deck was like. I didn't realize Marvel cards were still coming out.
They are. They're all just like really expensive now, though. It's not like when we were growing up, so that's why it's really hard to keep up. And some of the more rare ones are really expensive, so it's tough.
Yeah,
right.
It's blown my mind just how like those vintage Marvel cards, you could get them for nothing, but now they're just like so valuable. It's just one of those things I've been collecting for 30 years or whatever. That one never clicked that I thought would be a thing as big as it is now. It's kind of crazy.
The bubble burst on.
Dan, you got a question?
Years ago, but
which Ghostbusters 2 are we talking about? Are we talking about original Ghostbusters 2, or are we talking about the upcoming second
Ghostbusters Firehouse
iteration of this Ghostbusters franchise? I assume they both are 100% canon. No reason to question that.
See, you hear that, Doell?
Yeah. No, I'm all about Ghostbusters 2. I think that's the best movie they've ever made.
No, because you're the one that's like, it's not canon anymore. So
no, I know.
Like, change.
What would make it not canon?
I'm changing teams. No, because it would always annoy Jake and Craig, because they always talk about how Ghostbusters 2 is their favorite Ghostbusters movie. It's the one they saw in theaters. It's one they remember. And I'd be like, you know what? Afterlife doesn't even acknowledge it. The Ecto-1 is different. There's no slime blowers in it, so clearly it didn't happen. It's retcon.
Gotcha.
And and it would I just do it just to troll my friends. That's how it goes. I had another super chat here too. This one he did point out for me. Ryan, what's your favorite Spider-Man story? Go see it this Thursday, starting in theaters. Across the Spider-Verse.
He's a professional.
No, it's good.
That is my favorite Spider-Man story. I hope everyone goes and enjoys it. And once again, if you're trying to avoid spoilers, stay off the internet until you see it, because everything's gonna be up for grabs. And there's lots. There is a lot in this movie. It is, for those who are like the other one, the last Spider-Verse movie was not even close to 2 hours long. We got the whole note from the studio of like, kids can't sit through movies that long. And there was the argument of, but this movie's not for kids. This is for everyone. And the studio execs were just like, nope, that's not how we do animated features here, blah, blah, blah. And of course, now that movie did gangbusters. So now it's like, whatever you need. And so this movie is over 2 hours long.
I have a question about that. I don't worry about the link so much with my kids, but they love the first Spider-Verse. We recently watched it because they were too young when it first came out. But my youngest, who's 5, he loved it. Like, he loves Spider-Man. He loves Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, will he still get a kick out of it, or is it even though it's longer? And again, he watched the 3.5 hours of Avatar 2 and loved it. So it's not that he can't hang, but right. Like, will it still hit kids maybe the same way the first one did?
Absolutely.
It won't be too meta or too crazy or whatever.
No, I think anything that's too meta, that's going to be for us.
Cool. Nice.
There's just, again, this movie, the way Chris and Phil make these movies, it seems like this is them showing their love for comic books and the comic book lore. So there's a lot there that are just special treats for us comic readers and us longtime readers. Nice. So, that's why it looks like a comic book. That's why it feels like a comic book. I am going, like I said, I'm working on, for those of you who don't know, I do another show called Gotham City Tonight. I do a segment usually called Monthly Marvel, where once a month I just talk about something Marvel related. It's usually X-Men. But I am talking to Sony right now about getting one of the directors on and a few of the crew members onto the show with the permit. But I need the permission from Sony to do like a full breakdown, to ask questions and talk about it and how we made it and how much work it was and how, like, you know, just how, like, the changes, like, again, I can't, like, there are things in this movie, folks, like, it's just, you haven't, like, and I want to, and just like people who have already seen it, I want to talk about it. But it's even stuff that people may not necessarily know, and I just don't have the permission to talk about it. So I just need to get that. So just, you know, hang tight, folks. I'll have some stuff coming for you for anyone who's totally big into
The
Spider-Man.
thing I look most forward to is just seeing your name in the credits back. I know him. That's
to give it the DiCaprio.
There he is.
There it is. Okay, let's continue on with pickups. Jay, I know you had some stuff.
I did have some stuff in After Dark, but I saved the Matt Bush delivery for today's show. So thank you, Matt Bush, for sending these in. I think I'm going to give these all to John. He gave one thing to John, but just so John has more stuff in his store, he sent in 3 of the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom indies.
He's got 3.
He's got 3. But maybe I'll keep this one that wait, you're
Dan
doubled
just
on
go from a Fantastic Four shirt to a Fantastic Four shirt.
That's incredible.
That was really well played.
Only one had the not super attached bubble, so I'll probably keep that one and open it. And then he also sent in some churros.
Are those the original ones?
No. These are the
the re-releases.
The new that are hitting targets right now. And then John hasn't even seen this yet, but he sent John the reaction Jaws.
Oh.
So I think John will probably keep that one. But the rest I'm going to bring to John as he sets up his toy shop. He's working tirelessly to get that going.
Yeah, that's good on you. Good on you for doing that.
I have like so much crap. I just need to bring him everything that I can that's not like on display right now. Just like, here, go.
Right.
Sell it. Whatever you need.
Whatever you need. All right. I'll quickly go roll through mine here quickly. This came in. My Spider-Man Carnage VHS Marvel Legends 2-pack. I left the figures on the shelf outside for some reason because I was just not thinking. But these figures are absolutely amazing. And again, it's packaging like this is why Marvel Legends will more than likely be nominated for a Jeffries once again for 2023. Loving this. For those of you who also don't know, in Canada, we have a little store called Dollarama. These are showing up for $5. So I have been going all in and crazy on these. So I got Invisible Woman, I got Black Panther, and I have Black Widow as well. So I'm slowly getting the series. But again, we were talking about earlier about how like certain places and certain regions are getting different figures. This is the same thing as happening with these Dollaramas. So what I find downtown, I can find Spider-Man, Venom, and Wolverine and Mr. Fantastic downtown, like where I live here in Vancouver. But I have to leave the city and go out of the city to then go find Hulk and Thor. I have to leave the province to go find Green Goblin. And it's now becoming one of these things where toy collectors across Canada have to message each other and go, who did you find? And where did you find them?
Yeah.
It actually is a lot of fun.
It's like trading cards. Who'd you get? I'll trade you this for this.
Right. And now that I'm getting these, I'm really upset that this line is getting shelved. Because
well, where
now
were you
I'm like,
last year, Ryan? You didn't buy enough of them. That's the problem.
Because I told myself I'm not going to get another scale. But then they're like, but they're $5. I can't not just let them sit there. And then now I'm like, well, now I want Scarlet Witch, I want Hawkeye, I want to finish my Avengers, but it's just like, but now I'm just like, I'm gonna buy all these to say, hey, we're buying them now. So maybe they should go back to doing Canadian exclusives like Yak Face and
French card variants.
French card variants. That's right. And we could just have some Marvel Legend.
logo.
We could just do Alpha Flight and retros. I think that would be ideal. And then I went to Toy Traders as well. And this is one that I did sit on and I had to just get it as well. It was bugging me because I have the original Toy Biz one hanging up in my workstation area. And I was always like, oh, I wish I picked up that Marvel Legends Iron Man. And there he was sitting there. So this time I was like, nope, I'm just getting it. I don't care. This is mine. This is coming home with me. So I'm super stoked for that. And also on the end of more Dollarama $5 pickups, I decided to pick up these Mirrorverse McFarlane.
Oh, fun.
Donald Duck. And I also picked up Belle as well. They had Baloo there, and I think they had Sully and Mickey.
Mhm.
They had quite a few there, but I was like, I just want these ones. If they made more princesses, I'd probably buy the princesses, but
Yeah.
Those are like the anti no plastic packaging.
those are the ones that are just like, I don't care about your environment. We're
Yeah.
just gonna do this. This is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, McFarlane likes plastic. I will definitely say that. He really, really likes his plastic bubbles. But I just thought, yeah, $5. I'll pick these up, but I'll keep them in package. So in case something ever comes up, if there's like, even if there's a toy drive later on or something, then these are always like good for donations. I sometimes like to do that at Walmart as well. Like when figures start to go on discount that I think are really cool. I'll usually sometimes pick up some extras just set them aside in a box. I have an actual donation box for when that
Nice.
time comes for around Christmas to be like, you know what? Kids need memories too of really cool stuff like I got. So that's something that I just like to do. I think a lot of kids this year got Spin Master's Bat Caves from the Batman. Thanks to me. Few kids got some of those.
Set on discount. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was like, because once one of my buddies picked one up for me on discount, I was like, well, I'm gonna go find another Walmart and I'm gonna go grab a few of these and start pumping those out for Christmas. So that's what I did.
Nice.
I think
You're a real humanitarian, Doell.
Sure. Thank you. That's right. If there's one thing I wish we could do, like just all together as toy tubers, I wish there was a way we could do like a big group toy drive of some sort, but it's so hard to do because
I don't know. Anything's possible, though.
You think it's possible?
I don't know. Why not? All right, we could do something.
Yeah, we could figure out
Let's
something.
do like charity, like streams, or we could do like a telethon, like a 24-hour telethon or something. Or there's things we could do.
Sure. But I would like to do something. I think it would be kind of fun to do something where we can all get together and give back and
I think
hang
we're
out.
onto something here, like a telethon, and we jump different channels or something. I don't know. There's something could be done.
Can we pick up fake phones?
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
like, oh, I gotta.
Yeah, we see
then
have
we
like a cast of people behind. Yeah, and then just like
right. And then all the super chats go to those. That'd be actually probably a lot of fun.
yeah, exactly. You could do So the super chats I think can change to charity. I think it's automatic now or something. I don't know. There's something could be done there.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I guess that's something I will look into in the future. Guy brought it up, so now I got to deal with it.
Yeah, you're in charge. Just let us know what you need.
Alice and Troy, I can host the roast of Ryan Doell for charity. Yes, she probably could. Should be amazing. Before we head off, because let's. Does anyone have sad comments?
I do.
Is anyone allowed to do
yeah.
sad comments outside of me?
I brought some.
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Well, I want to know, is Ryan Ting, do you have any?
I didn't do the homework. No, I could probably pull some up right now on my phone. Just
Do you have some like direct messages you want to share?
I was gonna say, just open up the Hasbro Pulse Instagram, sort by newest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make it work. It would be good. All right. Oh, hang on. We'll do this. Hang on. We'll throw Ryan into the fire here. Brian Brink for Ryan Ting. Why are again, you might not be able to answer this because this is a work-related thing. Why are the card backs for Retro Marvel Legends so much better than Black Series and Classified?
So I think what he's referring to is the Marvel Legends 6-inch retro card backs are double-sided, so the blister is trapped in between as opposed to it being single layer with the blister just glued on. And I guess that's just a credit to our Marvel packaging engineer. I was thinking about it when you held it up, Ryan, that Iron Man.
Yes.
I feel like that was the first blister card, 6-inch blister card we did. I think that was the first wave. And what our great packaging engineer and product engineer, they just decided to trap the blister like that, and that's how we've always done it. So it is a little more sturdy, but sometimes there's some kind of like those retro cards that have like the character name or the call out where it splits. You have to like double print it. Mm-hmm. So there was one time in that first X-Men retro wave, Silver Samurai, the art file. Mm-hmm. We forgot to continue the word samurai onto like the bottom layer. So actually the first wave, they're just all Silver Sams. And we had to do a name change to get to both layers. But yeah, I think that's what he means. It's just what the teams choose, the materials that they choose to use, I think.
Right. That makes sense.
Is it, I've always like pictured it, is it kind of like in James Bond, like Q Labs or whatever? Do they just like come out as like, all right, you gotta check this out, it's our latest our card back technology, what do you think? And you're like, this is great. Or is it not as fantastical as some crazy new invention and they show it to you all and be like, hey, you want to try this out?
The packaging engineering is actually something that is really cool because some of the stuff that they can come up with, particularly for like Comic-Con type items, is just crazy. And it's actually like these geometrical kind of things that expand and contract. And so that's when they get to play the most. But no, they're always coming up with new ideas, new structures, as it were. And the teams are a little, whether across disciplines, we're a little more siloed than you might think too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we don't always know what's going on like 2 cubicles over from us necessarily. Everyone's just kind of working on their things, and then we'll cherry pick kind of things we see working in other lines.
Yeah. Is it like Comic-Con time? Like you're in the big meeting, like everybody's maybe in the same room, and you're like, oh, so what do you guys got cooking up for Comic-Con? It's like, don't worry, don't even. It's like, no, don't even ask. We got it. Like, is there almost like we're gonna knock your socks off, or are you collaborators in like design and what you want to see for, say, a Comic-Con package?
For like our own brands?
Yeah, like say Marvel. Are you like, we love like this, or do they like, don't worry, we got you, and they come with some crazy idea for the packaging?
They're the designers let the marketers play a little bit too, but yeah, we'll just have an open kind of brainstorm session. Sometimes people will have very specific ideas that get pitched like over and over again, and it's like, no, we still can't do that. Too expensive, or the licensor that doesn't really align with what they want to do. But yeah, we've got some interesting items this year, and we have to get wackier. Admittedly, the past couple of years we haven't really done anything too crazy. Mm-hmm. I think the Mojo packaging was my favorite. The Mojo World set that kind of looked like a television.
Yeah,
awesome
last
set.
Years. But this was going back years because I've been doing this for a long time now. But we used to have these in-person meetings where all the brands would come and present their Comic-Con items. And that was my favorite meeting because that would be my first time seeing Transformers, or as G.I. Joe was coming back, or Star Wars has all these crazy things. And Magic the Gathering would have like one set every year, and I'm like a big Magic collector too. And so the first time seeing that, like I would be the only person in the auditorium being like, oh my God, this is so crazy, because I actually like would go out and buy all this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't really do that anymore, unfortunately, but that was a lot of fun.
Do you all like try to like one up each other? Like, oh, we bested you all this year. We win. Like, is there any kind of like fun interdepartment kind of competitions for stuff?
There
like
is.
that?
There is for that. For Comic-Con specifically, we used to like compare data at the end, going back to the data. Everyone loves that. But like, oh, who sold out first, right? And who was still left at the end? And I do have to give props to the Star Wars team. For many years, they had the hottest Comic-Con exclusives that people would go crazy for and wait in lines for hours and hours. And Marvel every now and again would have maybe one item would sell out by the end of the con. So we would kind of compare and contrast and try to come up with the better exclusive the next year.
Nice.
One of the best packages you guys have ever done is the Hellfire Club. That one to me is so good. Like the artwork in the inside, when you open it up, you get that letter inviting you, you know, all that stuff. I was like, that one to me always still stands out. The Mojo one as well, with the remote control, the TV guide.
That was cool.
And stuff.
Like, credit to our amazing packaging design team for Hellfire Club. You know, I think it was Jim. He's like, can we do a letter like underneath? It's like, yeah, of course. That's an awesome idea. Let's do that. And then they had to work with Marvel on the content of the letter. I think one of our copywriters kind of wrote it, and then they had to pick this like calligraphy style for it. It was all very fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. The I'll just super chat from Quammin Taylor. Y'all can't leave at least 30 minutes more. Let the good times roll. Well, the way we're going, you just might be getting your wish, sir. Right. And from Johnny Cock. Also check out his Instagram. Amazing artist, by the way. Does a lot of like Godzillas and kaijus and stuff, and it's absolutely beautiful artwork. John Travolta gif. It's still Jacob Walsh's birthday somewhere while he enjoys his beans and toast. Great show, gents. Yes, so happy birthday to Jacob Walsh overseas.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
What they're doing over there.
I wonder what they are doing.
I wonder what they could be up to.
What could just seeing the world.
Yeah,
it's Craig and Abby's first time out of America.
No, they hadn't done like Mexico or something.
No, this is their first. They didn't have passports until like 3 days ago.
Well, that's so cool. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, awesome. Me too. They're gonna see an actual world outside of Atlanta.
It's good. It's good.
Here, Toy Collector Magazine is here. I just want to give them a shout out as well. Hear me out. Window boxes. They're coming back. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. They're back, baby.
All right. Let's get into those wonderful sad comments. All right. Dan, that was you who said you had one. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. Sad comments coming right at you. Dan Larson.
This was on the Toy Shiz's Instagram. This was on the official Hasbro photos of Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, Voyager, Optimus Prime.
Okay.
Awesome.
I can swear, right?
Yeah.
Hasbro, please stop fucking with Optimus Prime's design to sell more toys. We all know only grown men buy action figures, and we want our toys to be character accurate and awesome. Also, robot animals are cool, but let's not give them fur or hair. That's a hat on a hat.
Okay, that's amazing.
Hashtag hat on a hat.
I'm right there. I don't mind robot animals, but I always had an issue with the like organic layer on top. But seeing the trailers, I think everything looks cool now. I get it now. I've had time to adjust.
I'm excited for this movie. I'm really excited.
June this summer is actually pretty kick-ass for movies.
It's feeling very like 89. What are the other big movies? 99. So it's gonna be a good year.
89, 92.
92 is a good one.
92 is a good one.
Movie years, yeah.
Right? Because actually, not even low key, I'm excited for Barbie.
Dude, Barbie looks so good. I'm pumped for Barbie. The full trailer just dropped a couple days ago.
Whoop. Hang on. There we go. Dude, that it looks so meta. Like that one looks super meta.
I just love that it's just like, if you love Barbie, if you hate Barbie, you'll love this one. I was like, I'm so excited for this thing.
It knows what it is.
Yes,
It knows what it
exactly.
is.
And that's what's so exciting.
Jay, did you have?
I don't. I'm not good at it. I just like watching y'all do it. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay. Ryan, did you find one? I see you scrolling
There's
away.
too many. There's too many. I don't know. I was trying to find a fun one. Next time I'll do my homework.
I can find can I do one of my YouTube comments? Those are always fun.
Oh, if it's sad, I say you're all for it.
I
I have one.
I have one
Oh,
from
go
the
ahead.
official. It's from the NECA official shared announcement with the YHS podcast.
Yes, please. I cannot wait. Okay, let's
This
do it.
was from Instagram. The moment I've been dreading. The moral dilemma of, do I actually spend the money and buy figures from such a horrible movie? The suits didn't even look good. I'll probably buy them, but I'll be ashamed.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah. It's me. I could have left that comment easily.
Yeah. I mean, how many of us bought the Mutagen Tour turtles?
Not me. You know what? Actually, I bought the ones from the first movie, and then I said, I'm done on turtles. That's it. I don't need to buy any other Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'll probably buy those comic-based ones that are coming out soon here.
Those look good too.
Oh yeah, that new 4-pack, right?
Yeah, that look.
Yeah.
See, it's just a slippery slope. I just
I'm staying in my lane. I'm sticking with Archie, the adventures
Archies look great.
line. I'm sticking with those. All right, I got one. So hang on. Actually, I have two, but this one starts out rough, but then you could tell at one point that he was like, he's trying to change his tone.
Don't spoil it. Just read it.
Okay, this is on the
Let us take the journey with you.
Marvel Legends Gladiator Hulk. All right. Before I say anything, I do understand new collectors will want this guy. So this is a win for them. That being said, this is it. No Way Home wave. No deluxe Morlina Ock with bendy tentacles. No best of MCU wave. No 5th Disney Plus wave with Agatha and Kingpin. No Marvel Knights wave. Are you kidding, man? Come on. No wonder Dan said he would get emails about this. P.S. Absolutely no one contact, threaten, or harass any Hasbro employees over this. Rip the figure apart, but not the people who just market and make the damn toys.
P.S. This is not a threat. Yikes.
Yikes.
I think he clearly like found himself. He's like, oh, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing that. I've become the person I hate.
I hope it wasn't reverse psychology at the end there. That did shift a little bit, but
Wink. Yeah.
Guys,
If it
just
is, let me
remember,
know.
just because something comes out, it doesn't mean the other thing that would have happened was that exact thing you want. It's like there's a million other things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing I kind of like. I've been kind of preaching on my soapbox lately on this show. And I think Jay has been too, where it's like, it's easy to kind of think like we got all this cool stuff. I always look behind me and go, I have probably a toy collection I could have ever dreamed of as a kid with the like, or just ever in general. Like I said, between like the superpowers, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, all my favorite brands, I'm getting so much deep cuts, easy low ball home runs. You know what I mean? Like they're all there. And sometimes I even have to do it to myself too. Like, don't focus on what you're not getting. Because there is so much that we are getting that it's easy to kind of forget that you just need to appreciate just, you know, all the cool stuff that we have. Like it, like I said, I just had to do a huge purge of toys. You know, like that's a first world privilege problem if I've ever heard one.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Like it's, you know, I love it.
Yeah.
So
there is that balance. Like you know, Ryan, I'm glad you're here. I can just tell this to you in person. Like I have nothing but love for all the Hasbro teams. Like you all are like human beings that put yourselves out there and like interact with the fans. And we can be not any way, shape, or form enjoyable certain or sections of us or even all of us at times, but you handle yourselves with like this class and professionalism and grace that you shouldn't have to have at times, but you do it. And I appreciate the hell out of it. Like the fact that you're all out there at Comic-Con on the floor talking to people that love it, that hate it, that, you know, are just being jerks or being like the biggest fans ever. And you can like deal with it all. Like that's incredible. So anyway, big Dan and Ryan, Emily, like everybody that you all, you get grief at times that you don't deserve, but you all handle it really, really well.
Yeah, thanks. It is a dream job still at the end of the day, right? So that's just good perspective, and we want to have those discussions. So looking forward to seeing everyone at San Diego. Jay, I hope I can sneak away to your panel and learn from some of those esteemed toy YouTubers. If I can,
we're gonna have data there as well. We're gonna have graphs
it's 2 to 3 on Saturday. I don't know if we've gotten the location, but it's 2 to 3 on Saturday. I don't know if you all have anything. 2 to 3 on Saturday.
I'll try to make it. Try to sneak away. Have someone else. Can you just stay here while I go run around? Yeah, that's always my favorite.
You know what? Maybe I will come down. I'll watch the booth.
There you go.
I'll answer questions. If people ask, "Where's Ryan?" I'm Ryan. I'm happy to help you. What would you like to know? I'll be like, yes.
All of our comic story. What's your favorite comic story questions? Story hour. You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that, right? And just let them know, and I'll just be like, you know, like if they ask me what's up and coming, I'll be like, "Did you hear? Ewok Village confirmed." It's coming. It's happening. Quick super chat from Tom. I'm so excited for Aunt May. No joke. I also got that email. She's on the way. I'm very excited. I'm so happy that you're doing those civilian characters. I've said it before on the show. I said it on Gotham City Tonight. I feel Spider-Man has the greatest cast of non-super powered characters that are just regular Joes living their life. No one has a better cast of that, of supporting characters, than Peter Parker and even Miles Morales. I think those are like, yeah, like, so it just makes me happy that those are getting slowly but surely kind of built out in some way or form. Because I mean, I could list everybody off, right? From Flash Thompson to Robbie Robertson to Betty Brant, right? Like there's so many, and you guys are making them, and it's very, for me, it's very exciting. And anytime you can get an Aunt May figure, I'm stoked. So,
and MJ, the MJ one is really nice too, coming out as well with the Green Goblin.
Yeah. If Zendaya does not wear that outfit at some point with the cowboy boots and the yellow sweatshirt, I will be very upset. I'll be leaving sad comments on the Sony Spider-Man page for sure. Or I'll just DM them directly through work and be like, "What are you doing? They've already made the body. You just need to change the head. Come on, you guys. Give Hasbro a win. They need a win." Right, but though I think that's it. Does anyone else have any last sad comments? Otherwise, we'll just start rolling off. Dan Larson, we'll start with you. Do the plugs.
Secret Galaxy every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then our second channel used to be called Toy Galaxy 2. It's now just called Dan Larson. That's where we put all of our other stuff. Kicking off today was a series we're going to be doing building up to PowerCon. It's a segment called The Secret Lounge. It's usually Patreon exclusive to our Patreon, patreon.com/toygalaxy. But we're opening up some episodes to promote PowerCon in August. So today kicked off with Blake Wright, Mr. Toy Collector, who may or may not still be in chat. Check that out. Next week's Secret Lounge episode should be the cosplaying team, Simple Tricks and Nonsense. Got to have a nice conversation with them. It's basically just me and the guest talking for an hour with no chat, pre-recorded, answering questions that I have about things. So check that out.
Awesome.
Having been a guest on,
yes,
honored
it's
guest
esteemed.
on
Yes,
it's a lot.
He's
of
still
fun.
locked behind the paywall though, so
You got to drop some cash if you want to see that one. All right,
it cost you $2. But we do. We have other episodes with people like AJ Lacasio was on, C. Robert Cargill, James Willems, and then both John and Jay were kind enough to come on for an episode as well.
it was fun.
Awesome. Jay, we'll do the circle around. Jay, do your plugs, please.
Geek Dad Life. I think the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the everything's. What's coming up on the channel? Batman 3, Keaton Bats stuffs. We're doing review of the Spin Master stuff, and maybe I'll throw in some McFarlane's stuff. Really excited for the return of Keaton Bats. So I think that's the next video, as well as trying to finish my first ever Hot Toys review, which is the DeLorean. It's been sitting up here. But it's I haven't finished it yet because it's I don't know. It's how do you review a hot toy? It's kind of like Dan, you would never include it in your top 10 list. Just like
It's really good. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really
Cost me $400 and I love it. It's I don't know. It's a short video.
exactly the end. But anyways, that's what's going on in the GDL world.
That's awesome, Ryan. I'm going to give you the final word if you have any final words and anything that you need to plug. I don't know if you do have anything to plug, but go for it. The floor is yours.
Well, we're planning San Diego Comic-Con fast and furiously now. So for anyone who's going to be there, please come by. What's that?
You said fast and furiously.
No,
Confirmed.
I always drop that. Come chat with us. Jay, I didn't get to meet you in person last year. I don't know. We must have just missed each other. But sorry, Dan. Dan won't be there. But shout out to Dan. I love watching just random suggestions in YouTube. The American Gladiators episode.
That's a good
one of my favorites. I learned a lot. I love that. But no, I'm on Instagram mostly. For those folks, Dan Yoon is our Twitter master. He is master of all the tweets. I take a little more photos on Instagram occasionally, and my tweets are less valuable. So everyone kind of already has that sorted out. But yeah, that's all we have going on.
No, that's awesome. And then tonight after this, if you are part of the Toy Anxiety Patreon at patreon.com/yeshavesome, that's only $5. I myself and Jay for sure will be jumping on to Extreme. We'll do a shorter episode because this one went pretty long.
I got a bone to pick with Doell. I'm gonna embarrass him live in it. So you all need to pay the $5.
Oh,
come hang out.
Well, you know what? I deserve it. It's fine. You know what? I give everyone else so much shit that I think it's time that I got a little myself. So you know what? I'm okay with that. And as well as tomorrow, I've got Gotham City Tonight over at Gotham City Tonight. We are going to start preparing to give away some prizes and stuff. For those of you who do not know, one of the prizes that I will be giving away next month is this wonderful effects team crew mug from across the Spider-Verse. You put water in this and effects happen. I'm not going to tell you which kind because you got to win it first. That's how this is going to work. So that's one of the prizes. We do have statues, even signed statues, signed prints, and so on. And as well as I had a chat with Chip Zdarsky over the weekend as well, famed comic book writer. and he is also down for doing the show. So we're going to be organizing that as we prepare for Gotham War during the first Dawn of DC crossover event.
Chat
So
wants to know if there's an extreme link.
Yeah, have you dropped the link yet?
Craig was supposed to, because I don't have access to that.
Do I need to make you one? I can use the GDL too if you need one. You can throw it on your Discord.
Let's do that.
No,
I don't know how we're
it exists because I have the link to it, so it exists somewhere.
Yeah, you sent me a link.
Yeah, I sent you a link, but that's a link to get in here. So let's see.
That's right.
That means it exists on YouTube somewhere.
Somewhere.
Probably.
I hope so.
Be on the
We'll
lookout
find-
in your Discords.
everyone check it out. But anyways, yes, there
Can
will
I
be
just also plug Toy Anxiety's Patreon. I've been a Toy Anxiety patron for years. Fantastic content over there, Dan. Well worth the price of admission.
Yes. For Toy Anxiety or Toy Galaxy?
Fuck Galaxy. That's what I meant to say. Galaxy. Shit.
Because I
Well,
was
Galaxy's
like,
different channel.
Galaxy,
That's not us.
Galaxy.
Don't Google that.
Anyways, Dan's stuff is great. Yeah.
It is.
Thank you.
Like your production meetings, like I don't know, it's cool. It's real. I don't know if you're a fan, it's neat.
Pulling back the curtain.
That's awesome. All right. So with that said, let me get some music going, and it's not going to work. All right, forget it. We're not doing it that way. We're going to do a hard out. That's just how I roll here, because this is a bootleg. I don't really care. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care, everyone, and have a great night. And thank you, you three, for being here. Awesome.